Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Let's continue where we left in the previous episode. In this episode, we are going to cover all this remaining part of the seller flow. So let's try to go to DTO first, and we will check it out whether our product input will be having the necessary information for our seller flow or not, right? So we have the ID, price, description, category ID, image, URL, price, availability, everything is fine, but we need to provide our seller ID as well as seller ID, which is going to be a number, right? So this seller ID will be a kind of key parameter which is going to be make a kind of relation with our product to our seller, right? And in the same way we need to do from our model also, go to models and go to our product models. So here we need to add the seller ID as well as seller ID will be number. Perfect. In the same way, in the product schema also we need to add the same thing, right? Let's try to grab all these things from here and add it here. This is going to be number, right? And I think this is cool, right? So our product schema has a kind of seller ID, right? And now let's go to our endpoint first from our handler, product API. And let's try to get into our create product, right? So let's go to create product first, and inside this product service, right? And inside this product service class, we can go to our product input, then we can see our description. This is already been added. This is cool. Now, while we are just creating the product, we need to capture that specific the seller ID also, right? So let's go to the repository, which is potentially our the product repository. Go to create product, right? So here, additional parameter that will be, we will add it here, that is called seller ID. The seller ID will be here, and let's try to add the seller ID here as well as. Cool. Now, while we are going to create the product, then we'll be having our seller ID, right? And the get products is fine, update also fine, because update we are not going to add any kind of seller here. And it's fine. So let's try to handle that the create product use case first, right? So I'm gonna close this DTO, go to handler and product API. Now you can see anyone can create the product, right? If you call this endpoint, then anybody can create product. That is what we don't want, right? We want that only that the specific seller, if it is a kind of seller, then just to create the product. That's all. So that is the use case we are going to cover it right now. Right before grabbing the input, let's try to validate. So in that case, what we need to do, we need to grab our token. Right. So authorization we are having here. Then what we need to do, we need to add a kind of function that is going to authorize our user, or maybe check like whether that specific user is exist or not. So in that case, let's go to utility. We are going to create one specific file which is going to handle this authorization stuff. Let's create a file here that's called auth.ts. So already we have this auth mechanism here in user service, right? So let's go to the user service, and inside this app, inside this utility, we can grab some code from there, right? Where inside the password we have that one, right? Let's grab all these things from here and close this out and edit right here. So we are not going to use everything, all the codes, but a couple of things we need to use here. So that is we are going to keep, and rest of all we are going to remove it, right? So let's try to grab this one that is called JSON web token, which is we have not installed in our product service, right? So let's try to add this one here, add JSON web token. Perfect. So now only JSON web token is going to be needed. Rest of all we can just wipe it out from the header, right? So let it be this app secret like as it is, right? This get salt and get hash password is not required. So let's try to remove that one. And validate password also, it's not required, right? This get token also, it's not going to be required because we are generating this token from our user service. Only this verify token is going to be enough for us. So let's try to rename this verify token as a kind of auth user, right? I'm going to remove this one from here, this promise. Right, because we are not going to use any kind of user model here. Right, so now here inside this function, let's try to tweak a little bit. First of all, we will check like this token is maybe optional, right? Here I'm going to add some code quickly and I will make you understand once this is done. Here inside this auth user function, we are simply grabbing the authorization token. And if it is verified correctly here, then we are simply returning as a kind of payload that is called user ID, email, and user type. User type may be buyer or seller. And if during this thing, if anything is going wrong, then we are returning false here. That's all. So let's try to implement these things here in the product service, right? So let's grab the user. Here we have implemented our auth user, right? We are checking it out if the user exists, right? Then it will go, all right? Go further. But if user doesn't exist, then it will return from here also by saying authorization fail. And second step of validation is we are checking it out if that the authorized user, if it's a kind of buyer or if it is not seller, then we are returning here, you need to join the seller program to create product, right? Then this is cool. This authorization part is perfectly fine. Now, for creating the product, we need to provide it at the seller ID as well as. So what we are going to do here, for the create the input, let's try to grab all these things from here. To create the product, we need to provide the seller ID as well as, right? So in that case, let's deconstruct everything here. And the seller ID will be our user.user ID. This is going to be like this, right? So already we have the seller ID. Now our create product stuff is done here. Let's try to accomplish the rest of all also, which is going to be edit product and delete product, right? For edit and the delete product, we need to have some kind of the extra features or maybe some kind of extra validations where we will verify if that specific product is created by the same owner or not. If it is the same owner, then we are giving the options for our edit product and the delete product option also, right? If it is not, then we said, yeah, you don't have a kind of authority to edit or delete this product, right? That is we are going to do. So now let's try to get it done, the edit and delete product as well as, right? For edit product, what we are going to do here, we will be add one more function right after this one, right? That is called async authorized user. What this authorized user will do, it will consume user ID and number and product ID and number. And it will look for the specific product by product ID, and it will check like whether that product seller ID is equal user ID or not, right? So in that case, const product will be is equal to get product by ID and product ID, and we will check ID, product doesn't exist, product doesn't exist, then return false, right? And return, then we'll compare here number or user ID equal number of our product seller ID. Right. So this authorized user is taking two parameters that is called the user ID as a number and product ID as a kind of string, all right, which is we are providing from our this function like for edit and delete product, right, as a part parameter, right? And that thing, it will just query these specific things from the product. Maybe we can write a query just like get product by product ID is this and the seller ID is this, like this. But rather than introducing one more function, like we are going to reuse this one, right? Where we will be getting the product by product ID. We are just trying to find it out here. If product doesn't exist, we are returning false. And if product exists, then simply just like comparing that the user ID is equal product seller ID or not. That means this specific product belongs to that specific seller or owner or not, right? If it is true, then let's go ahead, edit or delete product, whatever you wanna do, right? So let's try to implement that one as well as. So in that case, let's go to create product first and grab all this piece of authentication, authorization stuff first, copy. And here for the edit product, let's try to edit here, right? So right before editing product, we can have the authorization. And now update product is happening here, right? So right after the input, we can grab it here. We can put that specific condition. We can put this specific condition here, like const is authorized equal to await authorized user by providing user.id and user ID. First parameter is user ID and second parameter is product ID, which is going to be our from this product ID, right? This is we are grabbing from our path parameter, the same thing, product ID. Yes. Now similar kind of response we are returning from here. If not is authorized, then simply here this for not right is somebody you are not. So now this similar kind of things going to be happen for our delete product as well as. So let's try to grab these things from here, right? And edit here, right? And this authorize also we can just put it from here to here, right before performing this delete operation. But in this case, you are not authorized to delete this product. Cool. So now our edit and delete is handled correctly. One more thing we need to handle it, right? That is going to be our get all the products by seller. That is we need to handle, right? Here, if you go to product API, that is been we have added somewhere. Yes, get seller products. We have pointed to here in the get products. So let's try to create one more function that is called get seller products, right? And let's try to hook up first this one right before adding the source code. Get seller product, get seller products. Perfect. Let's try to remove this one. Now go to this function. We will be going to add a couple of codes here. First, the same way for editing, the way we are doing for edit or rest of all, we need the authorization first. Let's grab the authorization from here, add it here, right? So we have the authorization. Now this is not going to be, this message we need to rectify, right? Edit product, you need to join seller program to manage product. So this is, we need to paste it here as well as. This is going to be same because we are not creating the product, we are managing product, right? And here also, here also we need to use this one as well as. Okay, now some of the things we need to do because we are getting all the products, right? But we need to define like whether this product belongs to that specific seller ID or not. That is we need to define here in the repository level as well. So in that case, let's go to get all products in the repository, product repository, right? What we are going to do, we are going to add one more function, right? Specifically by adding this one that is called get all seller products. And this one offset is not required because seller can have the 500 more than 500 products, right? So let's forget about this limit part. So we are not interested to limit and the skip part, right? Only we are interested here, that is called seller ID. And this product will be fine by seller ID. Yes. So this is cool. So get all the products, all the seller products. We are simply providing that the seller ID, and it is giving me all the whatever the products we have. That is where it is giving me, right? So now let's try to implement the same thing here in the product service. Get, instead of get all products, we're saying like get all seller products, and simply pass that the user dot user ID. Perfect. So now we have covered all the edge cases. So the edge cases was just like this: list of seller product, which is handling by our get all get seller products, this specific lambda handler, right? This is perfect. Create, edit, and delete product also we have covered correctly. So now let's go ahead and give it a try. Whether if we are facing any kind of trouble, then we will fix it out, or otherwise we can move forward to the next episode. Let's try to spin the server quickly, and make sure you are spinning your user service as well as side by side, because we need to have that specific token from our seller. Right? Perfect. So both the services are running correctly. Right now, let's go to our Postman here. And first of all, we are going to create one user that is potentially is going to be our buyer, right? This is going to be buyer. Buyer, right? Yes. Perfect. So it is buyer right now, right? User type is buyer, and let's do the login also the same way. This is going to be buyer, right? Perfect. So our login is successful, right? It says like it is a buyer, right? Let's go to the create product, and we will try to create a product from here. Okay. Then there is no auth. That's why it is saying like an authorization fail. Let's try to assign our auth in it from parent, because as soon as you are logging in, then user service will get the token automatically, right? Then let's again go to create product, and this is our body, right? And this is our category ID, and some of the information we are just adding it right here. Let's create it. Yes. So what it says, like you need to join the seller program to create the product. That's true, because you cannot create the product unless you are joining the seller program, right? So let's try to join the seller program by this specific user, right? Join seller program. Here, this is my whole information, right? And authorization already it's grading from our user, right? Because as soon as we are logging in from here, this token will be assigned right there. So join seller program. I'm joining the seller program. It says, yeah, successfully joined the seller program. Right now, this token exactly, it has to be updated right there, which is starting with UIJHP. And let's go here. JHB, maybe join seller program. Did we added the test script? No, we have not added the test script, but anyway, so this is fine. What we can do, let's go here and do login once again, so at least we can check it out whether perfect. So right now it is seller, right? Now we should have to perfectly able to create the product. Let's go to create product once again, try to create the product. Yes, it says like internal server error. Let's try to debug it. Why exactly it is saying like internal server error? Maybe something is there that is unexpected JSON token. Of course it will come from the user here. Product service, and create product. Here we are using MIDI. This is cool. MIDI product. Here what we are doing, for creating the product, we are using the MIDI, but again we just try to parse it. So we should not supposed to parse this one here, right? Because MIDI already taken care of parsing the stuff from our serializing the whole body to JSON, so we can directly get this stuff just like event.body. The similar thing we need to do for our edit also. From edit also, just remove this one. So this was the issue exactly. Save, and let's try to do it once again. Perfect. So now it is again, the server is coming online. Let's go here and try to create the product once again. Yes, can you see now the product is created, right? Then this is the same product we are going to edit. One more product, maybe we can create it here. So let's try to say it iPhone. Yeah, maybe 600. Create it. Yes, I have created two products, right? if I will go here in the get seller products, I should be able to see both the products here. Yes, both the products are here. So let's try to edit this product here, Google Pixel. I'm going to put this product ID here, and this is going to be like Google Pixel. Maybe I'm just putting some kind of random contents. Just ignore all this description. I'm going to edit this one. Yes, now it is updated. Perfect. And if you again go to get seller products, right here, then you should supposed to see instead of Google Pixel that specific laptop information. Okay, seems like we have some kind of error. So again, get seller. Yes, now it is coming, because the issue was with my local machine because of the bandwidth of the network, so it took a little bit longer. That's why it was showing internal 500 error. But in the normal use case, while you are deploying all these things in the cloud, then it will not gonna take longer than expected time. So now you can see about the products are, this is updated one, then this is the mobile phone, which is we have added in the second time. So both the products are listed correctly, while I'm just checking it as a kind of get seller product, right? Now let's try to delete this product as well, right? So delete product and delete. And it should have to be successfully delete this specific product, right? Again, it's internal error, server error. So maybe delete product also we have some kind of error. Let's try to validate where this error exactly it is coming from. So what exactly is happening here while we are trying to add the items from the product, because category also we need to delete this stuff, right? And this is not add item, because while you are going to delete this product, it should have to be remove item. Remove item. It should have to be work. So remove item, it's cool. So the issue was like we have added the add product. That's why it is not be able to figure out the relation. Right. Now let's try to run the dev once again. Perfect. Now let's try to get the seller product once again. Maybe it should have to be deleted from there. Yes, this product has been deleted. Let's create once more from the create product. This is going to be one more. This is going to be Mac. Yeah, this is created, right? Let's create one more. Then this time again, we will try to delete the same specific product from there, right? Go get seller products. This time it should have to show 3 products there. We will try to delete one of them from there. Okay, cool. We have 3 products, right? Then we will try to delete this specific one, which is called this ID, right? Then it will let's try this, right? Okay, so it is deleted successfully. We have tested out the common use cases where we can create the product if we are only seller, right? We can edit, delete, and whatever the managed product operation we can do on behalf of the seller only. Buyer cannot do anything, that's for sure. But one more use case, we need to check it out, whether if that specific product is not belongs to that owner, then how it will behave, right? That is the use case we need to check it out. So let's try to log into a different user. Go to user login, and here body we are going to use test. All right, so this is also a seller. Let's try to edit this product information from here. Here in this get seller products, you can see these are the history from our previous user, right? And this specific product we will try to edit, right? Which is seller ID is 2. And if you see in the login, this seller ID is 1, right? Let's try to edit this product. I'm gonna paste this one here, and it should have to say like you don't have permission to edit this one, right? Perfect. So it says like you are not authorized to edit this product. Cool. And the delete also has to be the same way. Yeah, cool. So I hope you understood like how exactly we can add the validation and add the authorization of that specific product for our product service in the seller flow, right? One thing you can do in the category APIs are still open, right? Maybe you can add some authorization right here as well as for the creating the category and editing and deleting categories, just like we did for our product API. I'm just leaving up to you. And yeah, that's all for today. In the next episode, we are going to work on our transaction service, where we will extract the sales report from our transaction service based on the order. While user going to be order or buyer going to be order from our user service, then we will keep track like specific item, how many item has been sold, all right, on behalf of that specific seller ID. Then depends on that, we will extract that sales report and we will show it to our seller, right? Then only couple of more episodes are remaining. That is going to be our notification service, where we will tackle it like split it out, all this sending OTP and email from the rest of all the services. It will be going to be a very tiny microservice, which is going to be handle only sending out the notification and the emails only. All right, so we are quite close to end of this series. I hope you have enjoyed this video tutorial, and if you really like this video tutorial, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed. Throughout of the channel, I will try to put more useful contents so you can enhance your skill and you can gain a little bit more experience by doing this kind of the practical examples. All right, then see you in another episode. Bye-bye.